Welcome to
Roses and Thorns.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Ryan.
And we're going to recap The Bachelor.
Week 5.
Yeah.
Where are they?
They are in Thailand.
Just so cool. I want to go to Thailand.
Yeah, I'm really excited that he's picking like really exciting locations and not just like Paris is cool, but I imagined really that he'd stick to like mostly Western European countries.
I get that.
Which there's nothing wrong with those places, but it is a little bit more. It feels as an American that like going to an Asian country feels a lot more quote unquote exotic.
Exotic. It's a bigger culture shock.
Yeah,
you see less of them, less of those cultures on TV. I think.
Yeah,
at least like even if you do see them more on TV, you don't quite understand everything. Whereas like French people, I think you see enough of it that you probably have a pretty good idea of like their culture.
And I think a lot of like
you understand it.
Western European culture is like very romanticized in our culture. Whereas I don't think we get that same like romanticism with Asian culture. Mm-hmm. So I think it's cool that it's like this is a show about love and like finding your true love. And you're like going to these places that we haven't traditionally seen as romantic places. Mm-hmm. But when they go there, they're obviously fucking romantic as hell. Like these are beautiful locations.
Yeah.
So
relatively, yeah.
Do we know where they are specifically, like in Thailand or where they were in Singapore?
I don't think they... Oh, well, Singapore, they're in...
Whatever city has the boat on it.
Yeah, the boat on top of the 2 buildings and that urban forest thing that was in all the shows and movies now.
But did they say where it was?
Singapore?
In Singapore. I don't remember hearing where they said it was. And I don't know enough about Singapore to know.
I don't either. But, like, it's the main city, whatever it is.
Because I was just thinking...
Is it also called Singapore?
When they were in Thailand, in Becca's season, they told us where they were, like, what city.
Mm-hmm. They said Chiang Mai.
Yeah, but they didn't say with this one where they were. But it didn't look like a city.
In Thailand?
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely didn't.
Like, definitely where they're staying seems like a city, but then they did, like, a jungle date and an island date, you know? And I can't remember what the group date was. The jungle date. Heather's date. What was Heather's date? Boat, maybe something. I don't know. What are you looking at? What'd you find? Did you put boat building?
Singapore has 1 cities.
1 cities. Okay.
Okay. No. Okay. That's talking about population. But Singapore, I think, is a country.
Yeah, it is.
But then there's also, I don't know. I can't do this right off the top of right on the spot, but it's an island. It's an island.
Wait, is it something like Hong Kong where like, God, we're showing our ignorance right now.
I know, we don't know much about this.
But is it something like Hong Kong where it's like basically its own country, but it's also a city and
Singapore
it's also an island?
Officially, this is Wikipedia, so it's Wikipedia. Singapore officially, the Republic of Singapore is a city-state and island country in South Asia. Mm. Yeah.
Okay. So there's not a city to go to.
Yeah, it is the island. It's the country. It is the city.
Okay, so we learned something.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot I learned about Singapore linguistically, but I didn't learn, because they have, like, when I learned about pidgin languages and Creoles, and, like, when you have 2 languages in a culture, what can often happen is, like, a blending of the languages.
And that's the pidgin language, right?
Yeah. Well, pidgin... more or less. Okay. Yes. And so they have what they call Singlish, which is Singapore. I don't know what their language is called, actually.
I don't know either.
Because what I was learning about was specifically Singlish. And so then I don't remember what they call their language, but Singapore English, basically. And so like I was like listening to a lot of audio about it. And it was just so weird because you understand like half of it. Mm-hmm. So you can piece together like, ideas.
Kind of like whenever like slave owners would, pick up people from a specific area and then like, sell them to American people. Mm-hmm. And then they would have to, I don't know. And then they would all be from different areas of Africa too. Mm-hmm. And so then they would have to, I think sometimes specifically so that like they didn't know how to communicate with each other. So then they would have to come up with their own language, pieces from their own language and then also English. And then, they would come up with their own pidgin language.
They would intentionally separate them on the boat and everything to like make sure they couldn't talk to each other. Mm-hmm. But people are really creative. And it's a long journey because they would go from West Africa to the Caribbean up to Boston. Mm-hmm. And so it was a long journey. They ended up finding ways to communicate, making their own languages. And then once they were sold, then they created, that's the pidgin language would be that kind of broken language that has pieces of a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
And then Creole is when it actually takes on its whole like a grammar structure.
Okay, it is its own language then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So they are in Thailand though, but we don't know what city.
Yeah, all we know that they're by water.
Yeah.
What they like the women when they're coming up on wherever they're staying, it looks like a fucking resort.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah, like multiple buildings, and they have like, I don't know, it looks like a manicured yard and everything. It has grass. Grass is not like, I swear it's not native to Asia, but they have grass. It looks really nice.
Yeah, I even wrote that down, that the women have such an awesome house.
Yeah, it's so nice.
It's crazy.
Okay.
There was also the episode, of course, like basically began, I don't remember exactly every single sequence of events, but basically began with Colton in an obligatory shower scene.
Of course.
You can't have like one episode without him with the shirt off. So they just like, even though he's going to go swimming and everything later, they're like, we need to go and just like make sure people see this at the top of the show.
Yeah, it's so weird. But he knows that it happens too.
Yeah.
That like they made him take a lot of shower scenes. Hey, Colton, why don't you take off your shirt and maybe go in the water or something?
I wish he would have tested them and just said,
no,
no, I'm not going to do that. But I mean, he's allowed to be proud of his body.
That's and like
he's worked hard on it. He's allowed to be proud of it.
Yeah, and I mean, like as much as when you would think a 26-year-old person would be strong enough to say no to people, but if you're like the youngest person of that entire production, like the cameramen, all the producers, everybody that's there, makeup artists and everything, you're the youngest person, I feel like it would be hard to say yes or say no to anything. You'd be eager to, I don't know, be a team player.
Yeah. Especially him coming from team sports,
Sure, yeah.
Wants to be a team player. So the first one-on-one date. Oh, sorry. Actually, news. Do you have any news you want to talk about at the beginning? I can start us off.
You can start us off.
Becca M had her baby.
Yeah, she totally did.
Yeah.
She had a water birth. Tub birth?
I believe it.
Yeah.
I 100% believe that about her.
That happened.
Also, today we are recording. It is Tuesday, February 5th, which is also the Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Gong hei fa choi.
Gong hei fa choi. So Ryan's family is Chinese. Well, Ryan is also Chinese, not just his family. He's also Chinese.
Maybe, I don't know.
Chinese American.
I don't look it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I thought it would be cool. So we did say Gong hei fa choi, but I think it'd be kind of cool for the few listeners that we have if they're interested in learning how to say Happy New Year in Cantonese.
Yeah.
So do you want to teach?
Sure.
Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot.
No, it's okay. I'm just not the best person at Chinese, but it's in Cantonese. So if you're going to say it to people that are Mandarin speakers, they'll understand it. They'll totally understand what you're saying, but then it probably won't be the same in Mandarin. I think it's very similar, but it's not exactly the same. Also, my tones are not great. So like, don't try to emulate my exact tones either. So that's fine. So gong hei fa choi.
I think fa is a high tone. So I think, because I have looked it up. So Ryan has never studied Cantonese.
I have,
which
but
is
like it was a long time ago. That was in grade school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's a native speaker, but he doesn't use it. And if you don't use a language, you lose it.
Yeah,
so.
and I'm slowly losing it.
And I think I have looked up the tone. So I think it's gong hei fa choi. I think gong hei fa choi.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you say something like that, people will know exactly what you're talking about.
Basically, Happy New Year. And what was the other phrase?
There are two other phrases that my family typically uses. Sunlin Phylok, which is like it's like the new year came fast, kind of, or something like that.
Phylok.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other one is Sun Tai Keen Hong.
Sun Tai Keen Hong.
Yeah, and I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
Yeah, I just know it because like it was, you know, sometimes the aunts and uncles will hold the red envelopes hostage until you say more than just gong hei fa choi, and then so like we have to learn other phrases to earn the red envelope.
And then I am learning that there's typically a 3-day the celebration, I guess, like 3 nights of dinner together.
Something like that.
So we're assuming that people celebrate it differently because, I mean, China's a big country and they colonized a bunch of different areas. So there's probably thousands of ways to celebrate this. But some traditions that I've learned are long noodles, long life. Eating the fish eye is apparently a big thing. We talked about fish eyes last week.
Yeah, it's not really a thing for our family. Fish is definitely a thing, but there's no eagerness to eat the eye.
Okay. You're also supposed to clean your house before the Chinese New Year.
Which we didn't
do.
Yeah.
But it's so that once the New Year happens, like you don't want to clean up the good luck
and
of the New Year.
Sweep it up and throw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to, I mean, you want to have a clean house too at the start of the New Year.
Yeah, to welcome in the New Year.
Yeah.
You're also not supposed to cut your hair after the New Year for as long as possible.
There's a lot of things that you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to buy wood.
Good news. We don't.
Yeah, but I might.
Why would you?
Because I buy wood sometimes.
Okay, well, let's not do it for a while then.
I know.
And then the one that I learned from you last year was the lemongrass shower.
Yeah, I don't think everybody does it. Okay. It's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if it's washing away the last year or if it's if the lemongrass stuff is supposed to be good luck and you're kind of like putting it on yourself. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Ask my parents tomorrow.
Okay.
We're going to see them for a third time.
Yeah.
Third day in a row.
And then we're doing a family celebration on Saturday.
Yep.
So we have 4 days of celebration for Lunar New Year.
More times than we've seen your family all year.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Which I'm really sorry.
No, it's okay. We had 11 days in Ohio. So it was good.
Yeah. Okay.
So, gong hei fat choi, Bachelor fans.
Something by luck.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you know all about the Lunar New Year, and you're ready to hear about Thailand,
you're gonna
which may or may not celebrate the Lunar New Year. Go
impress your friends.
Yeah, go and impress your friends. If you have any friends who you know celebrate the Lunar New Year, especially if they're Cantonese speakers, you can say gong hei fat choi.
Anyways,
let's talk about Heather.
Heather, never been kissed.
Hasn't she?
Never been kissed yet.
Never been kissed yet at this point in our story. She was absolutely giddy about this date. She was so excited.
Was she like giggly and stuff?
She was so giggly. She couldn't contain herself. Like you could just, if you were deaf, you could see her energy. Like she was just so excited.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. I think if you were blind and deaf, you still could have somehow figured out her energy. Like it was exuding off of her.
Yeah.
She's also the youngest one in the house. She is 23 now, according to her caption at the bottom.
But she was
22.
Was she really?
So she's had a birthday. Happy birthday, Heather.
Happy birthday. Okay. The date card said, "Let's experience something new together." What?
I think it was kissing, making out.
I thought it was gonna be.
When I was younger, I said something about making out to my mom, and she asked me what that was, and I said kissing. She was like, "Okay, in my day, that was sex." And I was like, "Oh, man,
that's very different."
Yeah, right. Yeah. It makes a huge difference when you're talking about making out with somebody.
Yeah.
So she was very relieved to find out it was just kissing.
Okay.
Yeah, so they go on a boat ride, and Colton's hand is on her inner thigh.
Oh.
Sorry, did you want to say something before that?
A little bit before that. She had like the most low energy jump hug. So she like put her arms around him and then just slowly brought up her legs and like wrapped them around her.
Was it low energy or awkward?
Probably awkward.
Yeah.
I don't know why they keep doing that.
I don't know. The jump hug is like a thing that they love doing. And I think she wanted to love it. And then like it didn't feel natural for her.
But she did it anyways.
And we've all been there. We're like, I'm going to do this thing that everybody else says that's super cute. And then you try to do it. You're like, oh, wait a second.
Yeah. It was just a little bit awkward. It was nothing you would have noticed if you're not paying quite as close attention.
Sure. If you're not like analyzing it.
Yeah. Which I was.
His when they're on the boat, his hand is on her inner thigh, and they're like cuddling, and then his hand is on like her outer thigh, right near her butt, like hands on hands. Yeah,
I mean, it's always new with it's always different with someone new. But you know, if she had dated someone for so long, I'm sure that they touched.
Oh, I'm sure.
A lot.
And she seemed comfortable.
She didn't seem uncomfortable. Yeah.
I mean, she was like leaning up against him and like cuddling with him on the boat.
They were definitely cuddling.
So I would guess that she was comfortable.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Elyse. Yes. In the house, and she's like having a really hard time about her feelings.
Yeah, she has feelings. I think like for the most part, she knew what she wanted to do. She just was reasoning it or trying not to reason it.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like we saw the progression of her being like, this is the way that I'm feeling right now. I felt so good after a date, you know, everything like that. And then it feels like it just kind of progressed to a point where, like, I think she got to do we just want to talk about the whole thing with Elyse? No, because
let's wait. It's like right after the date.
Okay. Well, then, but anyway, so she says at this point, for what we're seeing of at this point.
But not to him.
Not to him, to the camera, that it was one of the best days of her life. And I don't know how she doesn't see that this was because it was carefully curated for her to have the best day of her life, to fall in love with Colton on this date.
Yeah.
Like, it's not some magical, beautiful chance that she had a good time.
Yeah.
Like, she filled out a very lengthy survey about herself.
About, like, what she likes and what she doesn't like. And, you know, that, like, I mean, I don't know if it would have really hit everybody the same way, but, like, I don't know if it would. Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know how purposefully they planned that date.
I feel like probably pretty purposefully.
Okay.
Like, they've been doing this for so long that, like, they know what they're doing. And there's a reason they have to answer all of those questions.
Yeah, I guess so.
And not everyone would have liked a date with children.
That's true.
So, like, I think they picked this date for her. And so, like, yeah, of course it was one of the best days of your life. Of course you have these major feelings for Colton. But only, like, 20% of that has anything to do with Colton.
Yeah.
Like, 20% is enough to, like, ruin the date if it's not good. But, like, as long as that person's mostly okay, then you're going to have a great date.
Yeah. And, like, yeah, especially since the date. I mean, they did. Not everybody gets to, like, sit on top of a roller coaster. Not everybody, I don't know, gets to spend all the money that they can at a fair? Carnival? Yeah. So, like, you know, most people are like, oh, let's play this. Oh, let's play that. But then they got to play everything. And then, like, they got to see, like, the children happy because, like, you know, they have a rough life and it's nice to see that they have, you know, something to smile about, you know, whatever. And so it's like perfect, you know, you feel good about yourself too because you're like making them happy. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's having a hard time with it, and she thinks it's mostly about Colton, and I don't know that it really is. Also, want to point out that, like, Chanel rosary bead tattoo she has on her foot.
It's so bad.
I'm hoping that was like an interesting early 20s teenager decision.
I hope that, and like maybe there's a good reason. Maybe like it was
could be sentimental.
Her sister's favorite brand or something like that, and like they're religious or something. Like hopefully there's a good reason behind it, because I don't really. Or
I mean, like a deep respect for Coco Chanel as like a feminist icon.
Yeah,
you can have whatever feelings you want about Coco Chanel, but she did wonderful things for women's fashion. Like, as far as comfort goes, I'm not talking about looks. I'm talking about hiking up that skirt so you can get on the bus, like making it out of comfortable, breathable fabric. So it could be that.
I mean, I feel like it could be. I think it really could be. Maybe I don't know whatever else, but she also doesn't spend much money on clothes.
No, yeah,
because like her statement dress, it was. I think she got it for $55.
That was a crazy ass dress, but it was also fucking gorgeous.
Yeah,
I could not have pulled it off, but she definitely did. Okay, back to Heather.
Yes, maybe. Who's Heather? So they, I don't know, they saw monkeys on the things, on the rocks, and then they're in a floating city, and they're just kind of, what did they do? Were they just like...
They ate dinner.
Floating around?
I mean, yeah, they just walked around. Like, there are different floating cities. Like, I think Venice is a floating city. And yeah, they just kind of walked around. It's like the concept of being on a floating city is pretty cool. And then they ate dinner and... or lunch, whatever. These close-ups of Colton's fucking mouth
were
driving me so insane. They kept showing them on the previews, and I was like, I hope this is just a thing that they're doing to like splice things together for like Heather saying how much she wants to kiss him, but nothing has ever made me want to kiss a human less than close-ups of Colton's fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Eating!
Was he eating?
He was eating.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I couldn't.
It's the opposite of ASMR.
Oh my god. Like, I felt nauseous during those scenes. I looked away because I couldn't handle it. So fucking gross.
I'm sorry, baby.
I have big feelings about this.
Yes. But then it was, I don't know, like, of course it's on her mind. But like the way, like, of course, like at some point she's gonna look at him and maybe it's like her liking him kind of look, or like, but obviously they splice it together to make it definitely look like she's looking at his lips.
Yeah.
And like she's like, I want to kiss him or something like that. But of course that's not what she's thinking. She's thinking that, I mean, like she's probably thinking whether or not she actually wants to do it tonight.
Yeah. I mean, she did say to the camera that she wants to kiss Colton tonight. Like, she had made that very clear to the camera. Yeah.
Okay.
She said it multiple times.
I heard she's open to it. She's not opposed to it.
She said she'd be okay.
Yeah.
But then she did say later, towards the end of the date, to the camera, that I think something along the lines of she'd be disappointed if it didn't happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Disappointed in the date or in herself?
I don't know. I don't even know that she actually used the word disappointed, but like that was like the vibe I got from
like she was,
the camera.
She was expecting it, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
And especially like if it's towards the end of the date, because she was wearing her nighttime outfit. After she's eaten dinner.
The evening dinner.
Yeah. She was wearing that dress. And so it was definitely after the date had happened. And so she had maybe started to feel more connected to him and having a really good time and thinking like what a great night this would be to have her first kiss.
Sure.
So I think I can't say exactly what she said, but basically that like she wanted it to happen and that she would feel bad if it didn't. But I also really hope that, I mean, I don't think the producers made her do anything, but I do think that they are probably very manipulative and have probably slowly been trying to convince her how great it would be if Colton was her first kiss.
Yeah.
And I just think if she has dated someone previously for 8 fucking months, like, and didn't kiss them, why is this the person that she suddenly wants to kiss?
Well, I think she's not waiting for someone that she... it's not like having sex. It's not like she's waiting for the person that she loves or a person that she loves. And so I don't think it's not that, I don't know. I don't know. She's older now too.
But I feel like
time.
Makes it like she's built it up so much.
I know, exactly. So you just gotta like do it.
How old were you when you had your first kiss?
14.
I think I was 14 too.
Yeah. I think we high-fived about that before.
I think we did. Who was your first kiss?
My first girlfriend.
Okay. Yeah. Mine was my first. Well, no, because I've always had boyfriends.
I know. Well, you're still you're still engaged to your 5th grade boyfriend, right?
No.
Not 5th grade. 5-year-old boyfriend? I don't remember.
No. The guy that was my first kiss, we like quote unquote got engaged, but like we lived long distance. He sent me a ring in the mail or something like that. And like, I promised. It was more like a promise ring than anything.
Okay.
But no, when we broke up, that means that's over. Right.
I think you told me a different story.
No, I don't think that was me.
Did someone give you earrings and then you were engaged?
No.
I don't remember. Okay,
no,
never mind.
I mean,
maybe I'm making it up, I guess.
Daycare, I was getting jewelry from a little kid. But that wasn't an engagement. That was just earrings and a ring.
Okay. Never mind. So I don't think she's like, I think maybe we're building it up for her too. So maybe we're saying like, oh, why are you going to make Colton your first kiss? But like, he's honestly like, he seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
And like, he doesn't seem like a douchebag.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, like any other relationship, if he was your first kiss, would you really be complaining that much about?
No,
would we say that about anybody else? I mean, other than like the fact that, I don't know, he does kind of seek out, I don't know, higher profile things, like he was dating an Olympic gymnast. I mean, I don't know, but at the same time he was an NFL player too. I don't know, and then also he applies for the Bachelorette, and so it's kind of like him kind of chasing those things. It's like, it seems like he is looking for notoriety.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So like, you can see that in a negative light, but like when you actually are talking to him, he actually, I mean, I guess people that have met him could maybe say more about it, but he seems like a fine person.
Yeah, there are different sides.
Not a fine
to this.
person, but like a fine person.
Yeah, there are different sides to this. There are reasons to think that he wouldn't be a good person, and then also reasons to think like, why not him?
Yeah.
You know? So I see what you're saying. Maybe we are building this up too much for her.
Yeah.
We can believe that she's an adult and she knows best what's best for her. But sorry, before this whole kiss thing, she like said that she felt like it would happen naturally, and she was like, know in the moment that it's like the right thing. And then they're sitting on the beach, and there's this moment.
Standing.
Were they standing? No, I'm talking when they were sitting.
Oh, on the dock?
I'm talking, yeah, before dinner.
Yeah.
They're sitting on the beach, and there's this moment where like they just finished talking, and it seemed clear to me that in a normal date, Colton would have kissed the woman at that point.
Yes. So especially with that moment, the pause and quiet.
Yeah. And so it kind of created what seemed to me to be an awkward silence, but I wasn't there. I don't know what it was like. But her body language was she was leaning back and leaning away from him. I think just because they were talking. But it was like a moment where she's saying, I think it would just happen naturally, and I'll know in the moment that, you know, it's the right thing or whatever. And her body language was saying that she didn't want it.
Well, maybe she didn't want
at
it
that
then.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
But it did seem like, I mean, maybe she was just making it clear. Maybe she wasn't ready.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Maybe this wasn't her ideal thing. But like the fireworks part, are you ready to talk about that?
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to that, because we already mentioned that she had had an 8-month relationship with somebody, which would you, because it sounded like this was in college, would you have had an 8-month relationship with a woman who didn't want to kiss you?
Well, there's one part of it that we haven't talked about. I was going to mention it later when we're talking about Cassie, but
that it was a religious college?
It was like a pretty religious college.
The no alcohol, no sex. You can't have a no sex policy at college. You don't get to dictate that. Like, you can dictate like alcohol and drugs and smoking, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't get to dictate if people have sex on your campus. Like, that's not... You don't, their bodies are their bodies.
I don't know. I mean,
sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. They would rather you not.
Yeah.
Policies.
As a reminder, Heather and Cassie went to the same college.
Which means they both went to, I don't know. This is from a quote from a Redditor, Uber Christians College.
Which it seems like it was.
Yeah. So like if you can't kiss, can't have sex. So it's like, you know, maybe she found someone that's kind of conservative as well. So it could be why that person waited so long. Even though like the rest of her friends were like just kiss him, you know, but maybe he was just, I don't know.
Actually, no, that's a good point you bring up. There were people that I knew when I was my senior year of high school, I worked at a movie theater, and I worked with a woman there. Well, she was a girl at that time because she wasn't still in high school. a girl there who was dating a guy who was a year older than us. So he was in college at that point, freshman.
Okay.
And they had never kissed because for them, they were very religious. They were waiting until their wedding day to have their first kiss.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Even at that point, I was like, what's your wedding night going to be like?
I know.
Like, you're not having sex on your wedding night if you just have to
0
first kiss.
to 100.
No, you can't. That's too
Did they
weird.
hold hands?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, so I guess there are sections of people or subsets of people who maybe who see kissing as a very intimate thing. And it can be, but it can also not be.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, anyway.
Okay,
on
so
the
like
beach, fireworks. Go.
Yeah. So and so she was talking about like, oh, I'm just gonna know when the time's right, and then like basically the producer just slaps her in the face and it's just like, here's fireworks. The time is right now. It feels good right now, right? Because it's like it's now or never. If it's like, here are fireworks just for you.
Yeah. Can I tell you what bothered me? They go to this beach. There's a fire built on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Natural thing is to go over by the fire, sit by the fire.
And they didn't go to the fire.
Their back was to the fire.
They're at least almost 30 feet away from the fire.
Why can't you sit by the fire and watch the fireworks?
There's a huge fire. I guess maybe it's a huge fire.
Why
They
did you make the fire?
probably felt the fire from where they were standing because it was so big.
I just didn't understand it because then they put their back to it. I was like, well, obviously there's going to be fireworks now or something in the sky because you're looking out towards the pitch blackness.
They were so surprised. Like Colton got scared. Colton has a fight response when he runs into like things like that. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. But he like got really scared when the fireworks went off.
Which I was surprised about because I knew something was going to happen because they made you stare out into the pitch blackness. And you guys are talking about how beautiful it is. Mm-hmm. It's dark sky, dark water. What?
Maybe there is some light.
What are you
I don't
looking
know.
at?
Whatever.
Maybe there were stars we couldn't see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they kiss.
But then they kiss. Fireworks. Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm. You can tell your future kids that you and your father or grandfather first kiss was under fireworks in Thailand.
So romantic.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It is really romantic.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, the caption at the bottom, her job
Has
from
been
never been
kissed?
kissed has changed to has been kissed. Yeah.
Did you go back and look at that, or did you see that?
Somebody tweeted it.
Okay, yeah.
Or Facebook. I don't remember which one.
Do you think they altered it?
No, it looked
Okay.
legit.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Anything more about Heather?
No. So when she comes back to the house, Heather gets a rose. Duh.
Yeah.
So when she comes back, when she comes back to the house, in this time, a date card has come and Elyse is like visibly upset. I think she wanted another one-on-one, but that's just fucking stupid because like there are other women in the house who haven't had one.
And then if you got another one-on-one, it means that like he's unsure about you then.
Oh, that's a really good point. That's a good point. Yeah. So we had seen Elyse getting all dolled up, which is strange because the women in the house are usually like no makeup, glasses, sweatpants.
Which is nice
just
to like see
chill.
them not have makeup on. And some of them actually look better without makeup on.
Yeah.
Like Kirpa with less or no makeup on looks a lot better.
I liked her messy bun. It looked really good.
Yeah. I think, yeah, okay, whatever.
Should we talk about Kirpa actually at this moment?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. You want to talk about it?
Well, so like we had seen this Band-Aid on her chin.
Yeah.
And everyone on Twitter is like freaking out about this Band-Aid on her chin. Like they don't care about anything else in the episode.
It's because they didn't address it at all.
Yeah.
They were just like, look at this mystery. No, it's probably because Entertainment Weekly probably had the exclusive story on it. So they couldn't, like, they probably wanted to give them something.
Because Kirpa wasn't saying anything. Like, Kirpa's replying to people's tweets, but she's making jokes. Like, she wouldn't tell anybody what happened. So, yeah, maybe there's, like, an exclusive story on it. Because I don't even think the deleted scene is on Hulu or anything.
Yeah.
But
which they should have addressed.
They should have addressed it. Because like the ending clip or something would have been funny. But Sydney's ending clip was funny as well. like that, like during credits.
Oh yeah, because even when who was it that fell out of the bed? David. He fell out of the bed. And it was a huge
It was a huge fucking story.
Yeah, and throughout the entire thing, and then like Kirpa
seemed like she had a pretty equally terrible accident.
Mm-hmm. She had to go to the hospital.
Yeah, what happened is she was trying to take a selfie on the beach. She was like trying to be all cute, but the rocks were slippery. And she slipped and she tried to catch herself. So she sprained her ankle and did not successfully catch herself and busted open her chin and had to get 5 stitches.
Sprained her wrist.
What did I say?
Ankle.
You know, when I was repeating this to myself earlier, because I'm a crazy person, I do that and I plan what I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. I said ankle then too. I was like, no, wrist.
So you also corrected yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
earlier I did. So, and then she sprained her wrist. That was my rewind.
I knew what that was, but it didn't sound like a rewind.
You knew your rewind noise.
And then she sprains her wrist. They were perfect. They were both perfection. Pretty bad.
No, that was perfection. It sounded like you were saying things backwards. Okay.
Okay. Elyse is getting dolled up while everybody else is not.
Wait, did you use the word dolled up also?
Yeah.
Me too.
I mean, I didn't type that down. But
then you didn't.
I either repeated you, but also that's what she was doing though. She was wearing her statement dress. Why would you bring a statement dress?
I mean, rose ceremony or one-on-one or like to get proposed.
The one-on-one, yeah. Like, yeah, the winner.
To get engaged in?
Yes. There we go. To get proposed in.
To be proposed to in. That's too many.
To be proposed in. I don't know. I keep going back to there.
Anyway, she brings a statement dress and it makes a statement. I really liked it. It was beautiful and confusing.
Yes.
Because I'm like, what part of this is flesh and what part of this is dress?
It's like real flowy, and then like the way that she's sweating just like makes sense. Where like that dress is just like it's hot, and like the dress, I mean, she's probably wearing another like dress like thing under, because it's like the flesh part is confusing. You would expect to see how sheer the fabric is. You would expect to see a figure under it, but you don't. It's because there's probably a flesh colored like loose slip under it.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. IDK
my BFF, Joe. So she leaves.
Yeah. So like right in the middle of Heather getting home, and then when Heather's talking about her date with Colton, she just like gets up and she just leaves.
She fucking leaves.
Because then, like, of course, like if she's just gonna get up and leave, like she doesn't want to talk about it, or she doesn't want to hear it, or she's just gonna go to her room or something. But what she does is just leaves.
Yeah. In the middle of Heather talking.
And kind of like, hopefully they like turned up the volume on the door closing, but it's like it's slammed,
right?
Yeah.
And then like women are like, where's she going? Someone's like, I don't know, she looked real nice though.
Yeah, that was Sydney. I mean, I think they had mentioned that she, I don't know, has been upset.
Yeah.
But then Sydney's like, but she looks real good though. Yeah.
So then like she goes to talk to Colton.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think her ultimate goal was out of this conversation? Well,
so I have a little transcript of it here.
Okay.
So she says, and this is a quote and it has the ... dots in it, which in journalism and reporting usually means that like things are taken out, which would maybe means like this is a reduced quote. I don't know, reduced quote is a technical term, but that's what I'm calling it. So, I want the time and attention that a relationship deserves. I can't accept a proposal after a few months of sharing your time and attention with other people. I can't do it. You want something that I can't promise. I listen to these girls talk about how much they're falling in love with you. This isn't working for me. I have to leave. So I think it's basically that the goal was to, I think, basically give an ultimatum, but not be direct in that. Mm-hmm. Like, I think what was implied was choose me now or I'm leaving. Mm-hmm. But also she knew that the goal of this whole show was to get engaged for a proposal.
Yeah.
And she's now halfway through the process. It's week 5. And she knows that in the next 5 weeks, she's not going to develop enough and not get to know him well enough to be able to accept a proposal. And so then for him to get down on one knee at the end of this and her really care about him, but just not be able to be ready to get engaged now, I think she felt like was different than what this process was supposed to lead to, which I also think is just her thinking too much. Because yes, maybe that is, but then you can talk to him about that. Like if you are like in the last 2 or 3 standing, talk to him about this and tell him where you're at.
Right. But then if you are already feeling that way, I mean, in week 5 and you're crying about it every single day, then not just like once a day, but like you're constantly reminded about like these women when they're like talking about Colton and talking about their relationship with him. And then like also later on in that group date, she is going to see him building connections literally right in front of her. And so like, I'm sure that's just something she probably didn't also want to go through as well.
It might have been something she did for her emotional health and mental health, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure that it is really hard if you do have feelings for this person to then watch them go on dates with other people.
Exactly. So, do you, at any point, did you think it was like, she may have wanted him to like kind of beg her to stay a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. Because like he was saying things about how much he cared about her and how much he enjoys his time with her, but that wasn't enough of what she wanted to hear.
Yeah, and I felt like he could have, I don't know, tried a little bit harder, saying like, I really want you to stay. I don't think he really said that very directly. Like he had said that like he does have feelings for her. He can see them progressing and stuff like that. But like he never said like, I want you to stay. I want to see how this turns out. But but I don't think that I'm not sure if that would have changed her mind even.
Yeah. I mean, I think if it were Cassie, for example, I think he would have fought harder.
Probably.
Yeah, I think that Elyse, we both put her in her final 4, and I think if she was sticking around, she probably would have gone to hometowns. I think he cared about her that much, but I don't know that she would have been last 2 standing, which is maybe why he didn't fight for her. He has deep feelings, but
he didn't see her that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
So people are saying that Elyse should be the next Bachelorette. How do you feel about that sentiment?
I like it. I don't know too much about her, really. We know her story about what happened with her sister and her niece, but that's about all I know about her.
I like Elyse, but I feel similarly about her being Bachelorette as I did about Peter being Bachelor. So anyone who ever said Peter should be the next Bachelor, I think didn't watch Bachelorette with Rachel because he was clearly not ready to propose after 11 weeks of dating Rachel.
Yeah.
Why would he be ready to propose 10 weeks of dating Rachel? Why would he be ready to propose after 10 weeks of dating
So basically, same thing about Elyse.
And then, I think if Elyse isn't going to be ready to accept a proposal at the end of 10 weeks with Colton, why would she be ready to accept a proposal after 10 weeks of dating 30 men?
Because there'd be 30 of them.
So and I'm not saying people should be ready to accept a proposal or to propose at that point. I'm just saying that that's the setup, and you either need to change the setup or not be on this show. However, Paradise might be a better place for Elyse because she would actually have the time and attention that she wants.
Yeah.
And there's no expectations after Paradise. You can continue dating afterwards, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a better arena for her rather than Bachelorette.
Yeah. There would be like a small expectation since like 2 people did get engaged in the last Paradise. And I think other people had gotten engaged too in previous ones too. So they
do try to encourage it, but it's not the expectation. Right? Like I think it's like a hope, but not the expectation. Would you agree?
Well, if you decide to go to the fantasy suites, it's kind of like, well, what do you think? What do you think you're going to do? I'm sure they like try to talk them into it. But like Taylor and Derek, I don't think they got engaged, but they did decide to keep dating each other.
Yeah. And then they got engaged later.
Yeah.
And then they broke up.
Yeah.
But like Adam and Raven have been dating since Paradise, and they're still going and happy as far as we know.
Yeah.
couples who have gotten engaged in Paradise do not seem to have stuck around. People who have gone back to get engaged seem to be doing fine.
Who? What?
Like Jared and Ashley.
Oh.
They started dating in Paradise and went back to Paradise to get engaged.
Oh, I guess so.
Not as like contestants. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Right in front of Kevin.
Yeah.
It's so messed up.
And I don't think Carly and Evan, we didn't watch that season, but
They got married in Paradise.
Yeah, I don't think they got engaged in Paradise. I think they just started dating in Paradise. But I don't think they got engaged in Paradise. So I think getting engaged in Paradise is not good, but I think starting a relationship in Paradise is fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so after this whole thing with Elyse, Colton is really upset. He's drinking white wine, which apparently was a big deal to people on the internet.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why people care.
Where was he drinking white wine?
In his hotel room when she came.
Oh.
There was a glass of wine, white wine on the table.
Long day.
And I guess people just thought it was very relatable. And I did notice it. And I was like, oh, he just needs to unwind, I guess.
Yeah. Stressful date? Probably not stressful, but long.
Yeah. Just taking a moment to decompress. But he, I guess, felt like if he can get rejected at this point, how many other times could he get rejected? But he has since addressed the fact that, yes, the women have a choice in this whole process.
Yeah.
And that was her choice, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't mean to be like, oh, I'm getting rejected because 1 out of 30 women has said no to me. But just in that moment, it just seemed to bring up a lot of insecurities.
Yeah. I think like he's also been rejected a lot in his previous relationships too. So, you know, it's constant for him. And
it's not like he was the hot popular kid in high school.
Yeah.
We've all seen his prom picture.
Yeah. He's always been chubby, and like I don't think he hasn't been like attractive and also in good shape. Probably up until like, I don't know, last couple of years of college. Yeah,
so his attention's probably fairly new.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah. But he also says, so you're leaving then? It's just like, I mean, it's probably not the first thing you want to say after a woman pours her guts out, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, you want to say something a little bit more, I don't know. I mean, I think he was like, it was kind of like a really guy thing to say, because where he went was like the conclusion.
Oh, okay. Instead of working through the process with her.
Yeah, he went to, so the answer to this problem is you're leaving then.
Yeah.
So it was what's it called? I don't know. Not miscommunication, but just like how things are translated differently between men and women a little bit.
Yeah. The communication style difference.
Yeah.
So then, group date?
Group date.
All right. On the group date.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh.
I didn't write their names down.
Okay, I did. Maybe in this order. Demi, Katie, Hannah B, Sydney, Tasha, Kirpa, Onyeka, Nicole, Hannah G, and would have been Elyse. But
what?
She's no longer there. But what? So it doesn't really matter. It's basically everyone in the house that's not Heather or Cassie. So there's a diary cam in the morning. And Colton looked like, to me, that he had been crying.
Could have been.
And then this just seemed to, like I said, to bring up a lot of insecurities.
Yeah. Okay, well, group date.
Yeah.
So it was survival date.
Yes. They are walking through a jungle, and he's like, we're not going to a park or a trail. Like, we're in the jungle. Dude, you were on a trail.
Yeah.
Like, you were on a trail.
Yeah. If you're not on a trail, you're walking through like tall grass.
You have a machete in front of you if you're not walking on a trail.
Yeah. You're constantly cutting things down.
Like,
They're on
you
a
were
trail.
on a trail. You were not on a paved trail, but that was a trail.
Yeah.
That was made for you.
Yes, totally. And so they have a guide. His name Tommy?
No.
Joe?
Hold on. I wrote down his name somewhere. It was like Joe or James or something.
Joe.
Okay, let's say Joe. I swear I wrote down, but it's not on my paper.
I think it's Joe.
Okay, Joe. Let's say Joe.
He was like showing them like he grew up in the jungle, so he knows all these tricks and stuff. So there's water and these really tall stalks of bamboo. I just feel bad for those bamboo because it's like, man, I was saving up this water for a rainy day, and they just chopped a hole in it. And then also like what's his name? Colton. I was gonna say Tyler. Colton drinks the water like straight out of it. I was like, oh dude, there's probably so much shit in that because it's water that has just been sitting inside there for a super long time, and so it's probably like bacteria and shit in it.
Oh, do you think that the people who live there usually boil it?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But anyways, he found bugs.
Yep.
Bugs. He was showing them how to use elephant poop as tinder.
Yeah. So Hannah B eats a bug.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Nicole. We didn't see it, but she was covering her mouth, so I'm not sure if she was covering her mouth because she was disgusted by Hannah B or if she ate one herself.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote that these women were competing.
Yeah.
Like, they were doing everything they possibly could.
What's that show
to get
called
his attention.
with Joe Rogan on it?
Fear Factor.
Fear Factor. They were on Fear Factor.
Yeah, like, because they were like, I need to do these things in order for Colton to love me. So I'm going to eat a bug and I'm going to smell some elephant poop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why was he making people smell the elephant?
I don't know.
He doesn't believe, like, I don't think you believe me that it's elephant poop. Please smell it.
I feel like, although I have never directly smelled elephant poop, I have a really good idea of what it smells like.
Do you?
A really good idea.
Okay, all right. Well,
like, if you give me a lineup of poop, I'm probably not going to know what it is. But if you give me a lineup of several different things and only one of them is elephant poop, I'm probably going to be able to guess which one is the elephant poop.
Mm-hmm. Eggs. Okay.
Nicole grabs an eel?
Yeah. And then she on Twitter she posted like she Wikipedia'd like what that thing was. I forget what it was something eel. Mana real eel? I forget what it's called. But like she like took a little Google snippet of what that was. It's like it can be up to 2 meters long. Hers was not 2 meters long or even a meter long, but it was like that has like serrated teeth and can bite you.
Oh my god!
And like, you know, like some men fear it because like it is kind of aggressive.
Oh my god!
And so
she just fucking picked it up.
She just picked it up. I wonder if like the guide was like, "Oh, don't do that." Because there's a chance, like he knows it's probably kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
And she was like, but you know, I'm sure he can do it, and I'm sure he knows other people can do it, but not a woman from America that's never done it before.
Yeah, they're just like, I'm gonna pick up this thing. She's not from. Was she born in Cuba or was she born in Miami?
Oh, Nicole. Oh,
yeah,
it was Nicole. I don't know.
Either way, I think she's an American now, right?
Well, like maybe also like a part of handling those eels is getting bit by one. So it's like he's like,
yeah, she's like, well, it's part of it. You're gonna learn your lesson.
Yeah,
it's like if you go fishing for catfish,
you're gonna get
like,
bit.
Yeah, well, not bit, but like cut from like their whiskers.
Yeah. Like their gills too.
And then Sydney holds a scorpion.
Was it Sydney or is it Tasia?
I thought it was Sydney. I wrote down Sydney. Did you write down Tasia?
I think it was Tasia.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not going to look it up right now.
Yeah.
One of the women holds a scorpion.
Yeah. I'm sure they're not that far away from the hospital.
A scorpion.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Aren't they poisonous?
Yes.
Would you ever? How much money would someone have to pay you for you to hold a scorpion?
I mean, depending on how close help is, maybe nothing. Maybe
nothing.
Maybe like maybe like $15 because like
seriously?
Because if I can get money out of it, I don't know. It's like I feel like most things aren't gonna sting you unless you aggravate it. Like tarantulas and stuff like that. I think they don't bite you. They're not aggressive unless you give them a reason to be. So I mean, if I get bit or stung, I'm sure it's gonna hurt, and it's poison, and you know I'll have to go to the hospital. But like, you know, I don't think it's like life threatening if you get stung by a scorpion though. Certain ones, I'm sure, but I think like they wouldn't put one that's like life threatening on an American?
I mean, probably not, but you don't know.
No.
You just never know.
Yeah. But Hannah B ate that bug. It was
She
huge.
just fucking ate it. Colton wouldn't even eat it. He pretended to eat his.
He's like, I'm gonna be honest. I just threw it back.
Which I thought it looked like he did.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of like threw it.
Uh-huh.
So like, he just threw it in his mouth, but then like
No,
the actions.
you saw it go at the back, come out the back of his head.
Okay.
Yeah. So they their test was to bring back food, water, and protein. Was that part of it?
Yeah, I think food and water is what I wrote down.
Okay. So they were split up into 3 groups. Tasia was on the group with Colton.
Uh-huh.
And she decided to split it up even more.
Uh-huh.
And took him as her partner and made out right in front of the other 2 women.
Yeah, she fucking tricked Katie and Nicole.
No, but didn't trick him really.
No, she tricked them into giving him make-out time with Colton.
Mm-hmm.
They, I think, understood that in dividing this up, that she was going to get alone time with Colton.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they realized that she was going to immediately make out with him.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I would not have thought that. Because I was like, okay, yeah, that sucks. But she did, take the reins of situations. Like, hey, why don't we do this? And they knew, right, what that meant.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they knew that she was going to just turn around and make out with him.
Right in front of them.
Yeah.
They can plainly see them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of fucked up.
And then Demi, Hannah G, and Hannah B decide they are going to, quote, work smarter, not harder.
Mm-hmm. They went to a restaurant. They had, I think, some kind of alcohol.
Burgers and champagne.
Was it champagne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They brought back champagne.
Okay. They did not win the test.
They did not, but Colton seemed most pleased with their results.
Yeah. Got a bite of a burger.
But Joe was not pleased.
No.
Not impressed.
Yeah, it's also a little insulting too, because did you not fucking listen to me at all?
Yeah.
Could you not have tried this? I don't know. But
especially because he grew up I'm sure it seems like the city is close enough that he could just go in and get food like that when he wants.
Mm-hmm.
But he grew up in the jungle,
yeah.
so it was kind of insulting, probably to him,
Mm-hmm.
that they couldn't even stand one fucking quote unquote
An
meal.
hour. It was an hour.
Yeah.
Hour and a half maybe to go and try and do this.
Yeah.
Also, maybe I forgot to mention this. I saw this. The woman from the food stall that gave them all the food in Singapore, where they were like, ew, you're gonna eat the pig's feet. Oh, you're gonna eat the eye of the fish. She wouldn't have served them if she knew that they were gonna, food shame her food.
Oh, I didn't feel like they really food shamed it.
At least some of them, they were kind of ew, 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 because with certain things.
Yeah, you shouldn't say ew.
Yeah.
Within hearing distance of the people who prepared your food.
Yeah.
That's general rule of thumb.
Mm-hmm.
Or ew within hearing distance of anybody whose native culture it is to eat that food.
Yeah.
That's rude.
But so there's that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They did make a big deal with the eye. And I feel like you have to at some level understand that, right?
Yeah, what the people, the native people that eating eyes are not normal.
Wouldn't you understand that? I get
yeah, I get it.
I saw the chicken feet there. And the first time I saw chicken feet on a plate at a Chinese restaurant, I did think it was really gross. Mm-hmm. And I might have made an inadvertent face, but I don't think I said anything. And that's me as a vegetarian.
Yeah.
That I don't think I said anything. So I was like, oh, that's interesting, or something like that, But something like that, or if you have tendons or spleen or whatever, you're adults, you should just get over that. Mm-hmm. But the eye, you have to understand that most people don't eat the eyes.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I do, but
But you don't. You have, but you don't.
Different cultures, maybe. I don't know what to say.
Okay.
Yes, I agree. I understand
so maybe that
why.
is me still being kind of stuck up. I'm sorry.
No, but I think I understand that eating the eyes of a fish is absolutely not something anyone has ever considered doing. Most Americans don't think that, but I don't know. To me, it's still. I think it's to me, it's normal if someone eats it. If an Asian person eats it, it's normal. If
Okay.
a white person eats it, I think it's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's like in their own subculture in America that they actually eat the eye. Like maybe in certain southern states, it's a thing that they do, you know, because maybe they eat fish more. I don't know. But maybe if they don't, I don't know.
I know like pig's feet is a thing in like some parts of the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And there are like other parts of the meat that people eat, but the eye. Okay. Anyway, moving on. I feel bad for that woman that she went through that experience. After the party?
Yeah.
Not after the party, but the after party.
Mm-hmm.
So he had one-on-one time with Tasia on the beach.
Yeah.
Which from the clips I thought was like, going to be a one-on-one date or something because it looked so romantic.
Yeah.
Like them just standing on the beach. And
Letting,
I think that was when they did the
lantern go.
lantern. Yeah, they let go of the lantern.
Yeah.
Which is very cool.
Yeah.
Be careful if you guys ever decide to do this. You could set shit on fire when it comes down. Like,
Right, but it's
careful.
It's like a rainforest down there, so it's like less likely to set things on fire.
Yeah.
But it's still a chance, yes.
But when we were in Bloomington, there were people at the fairgrounds for 4th of July brought those fucking lanterns and tried to start lighting them on fire and setting them in the air. And the police came over. They're like, you can't fucking do that. What are you doing? You can't just do that. People, use some common sense.
Okay. So it seems like he likes Tasia a lot.
It does. There's a huge vibe there.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys know how we feel about Tasia. And it sucks like they both do look like they like each other, but then it's just obvious that like it's not 100%. Like maybe it is, but you know, it's tainted a little bit.
We like Tasia. We just don't like that she has a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Or has a person. Hannah B says that she's falling in love with him.
Yeah, she does. She also said she would survive a zombie apocalypse.
She probably would.
I feel like she gets scrappy. Like, I feel like she's a person who will just do what she has to do.
Yeah. I mean, which she has been doing.
So far, she has.
Yeah.
She put a leech on herself. She ate a bug. I feel like there were other things she did that I was like, damn, beauty queen.
She will stick a stick into a zombie's brain if she has to.
For sure.
If she has to, she'll do it.
Yeah.
She has to kill her friend before she has to stick something into her friend's head before it turns into a zombie. She's going to do it.
Probably. Yeah, probably she would. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the best thing for you in a zombie apocalypse is if I die quickly. I'm just going to hold you back. I know it. But I also know you're not going to leave me behind.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure something out.
The dogs are definitely going to slow us down, but we also won't leave them behind. So
the dogs are going to leave us behind so much.
Leave us behind? Slow us down.
Slow us down. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Stella we can carry around in a bag, but Friday, can't.
I don't know.
We should have a plan. More realistically, we should have an earthquake plan because that's probably going to happen before zombie apocalypse. So
dogs are just going to slow us down.
And the earthquake?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and in Hanabi, he likes that she opened up.
Yeah. I don't know. I have her in my final 4, but right now, no, I don't. I took her out. I put Kaylin in. Hannah B, I think, is going to survive this rose ceremony. But I don't know about the next rose ceremony.
Yeah, I don't know either. Did I put Kaylin in my final 4 too?
I don't think that you did.
We both put...
You put Katie, Hannah G, Cassie, and Elyse.
Okay.
And I put Hannah G, Kaylin, Katie, and Elyse. Okay. So our difference right now that Elyse is gone, our difference right now is I have Kaylin and you have Cassie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nicole said something to Elyse before she left, and then Elyse told that to Anyeka. And that thing was that this was her opportunity to leave Miami.
So, okay. This whole thing. Onyeka tells Colton that Nicole said being on The Bachelor was her chance to leave Miami. Nicole is a grown-ass woman. She has any chance she wants to leave Miami. If she wants to leave Miami, anything is a chance to leave Miami. She can just leave.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't need the bachelor.
She doesn't need the bachelor. She seems, she's emotional, but she seems like a strong enough woman. But also her brother's there, and she seems to really fucking love her brother. Mm-hmm. So I don't think she wants to leave Miami.
I mean, she might want to leave for a little bit.
Sure, for a little bit. But I don't think she wants to, like, leave Miami. Mm-hmm. But it seems that after Onyeka tells us to Colton, it seems that this is not what happened, because Tasia was there when Nicole and Elyse had this conversation. Yeah. And what Tasia reports back to us and the other women on the date, not just us, we're not that important, is that Nicole says something more along the lines of, when you have opportunities, you have to take them. So maybe she did say something about Miami, but like that wasn't the thing wasn't, I'm taking this opportunity to leave Miami. Yeah. It like seems like this was an opportunity. I'm going to take it. Yeah. To travel.
Yeah. Like whether or not she doesn't know where the fuck she was going to go.
No. Maybe it would have gone back to Miami. She doesn't know.
Exactly. They went maybe to Miami and then like went to Cuba or something like that. Like I've been to those places already, Who knows?
Yeah. So instead of Onyeka just talking to Nicole about this, she goes straight to Colton, and Onyeka keeps trying to, like, I don't know, make herself feel better maybe by just saying, well, this is what Elyse told me. This is what Elyse told me. So this must be what Elyse really believed that she said. And it's like, just say sorry. Like, so much of this conversation and this dispute would have just stopped if Onyeka had just said sorry.
Sorry. Like, I guess I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know the whole story because she didn't.
Yeah, she could just say, sorry, I didn't talk to you about this first. Sorry that I spread a rumor that she doesn't think is a rumor, but
it's totally
something someone else said, it's a rumor.
Whether it's true or not, if you're talking about something that it's a rumor.
Yeah, if you haven't verified it with the person it pertains to, then it's a rumor. Mm-hmm. Like, she could have said sorry for any number of things that she did wrong in this process. But she
never said sorry.
Yeah, and that kind of sucks, because then we had to watch this whole thing keep going down.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, she just had to admit that she did something wrong.
Yeah.
And, like, which she did, and maybe, like, even if she was trying to come from, like, a side of, concern for Colton, like, she was wrong.
When you hurt someone, you say sorry.
Yeah.
Whether that's physical pain or emotional pain.
Yeah.
If you hurt someone, you say sorry. I feel like that's basics of human interaction.
Yeah, and then she says she doesn't apologize and she doesn't feel bad because Nicole cries every day. That's not even that wasn't even a close to an excuse.
No, it's not, and it's really
like someone doesn't have to cry for you to have to apologize to them, and like especially if you do make someone apologize, then you more likely should have to apologize to them. But like, saying that her crying doesn't faze you anymore just makes you seem even more cold-hearted.
Yeah. Just because she shows her emotions more doesn't mean that her emotions are less valid.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Hannah gets a group date. Rose?
Yes.
Was there anything else you wanted to add to that date? That was pretty much all the...
No, we're going to come back and talk more about Onyeka and Nicole later, so let's just move on to Cassie for
Cassie's one-on-one.
Yes. So, should we start by talking about what we learned about Cassie? See if it's the same thing?
Yeah.
I'm assuming we learned the same thing.
Okay, you go.
No, I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Okay. Yeah. So we learned, well, at least... she went to an uber Christian college, where, she had sex at some point. And so like from that, it meant that, most of her family didn't think that she was a virgin. Like, assuming that she's a nice Christian girl, that like she never had sex before. And that's why it was such a big deal, later on that she was like, I can't believe I'm telling you this, that like, I'm not a virgin. It was like, because both of us, we were like, well, duh, we kind of assume that most of these women are not virgins.
Yeah.
And like he could have just assumed that she wasn't a virgin. She didn't have to say anything.
Yeah.
But like, I think maybe the impression of her being Christian, I don't know, and like possibly a virgin maybe was something that, I don't know, Colton expected possibly, but like, you know, she went out and told him that she's not a virgin, but she also, Cassie, watched the episode with her dad.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And she was just like, she tweeted something about like, I haven't taken a breath since the beginning of the episode or whatever. Because who knows what's going to happen like in the preview. She doesn't know what's going to happen in the previews.
Yeah.
Like it might mention something about her not being a virgin or something like that. So, but I'm assuming that like her parents and whatever, she probably gave them a heads up about it.
I would hope.
And that they're hopefully, like if she's watching it with him, that they're being supportive and everything, that they're like, oh, she's just a moderation woman or something like that.
Is that all you have?
I think that's all I have.
Oh, I'm excited.
Okay.
I have things to tell you.
Okay, tell me.
Oh, man. All right. Okay. Cassie, our dear beloved Cassie, this is not the first reality show she's been on.
Oh.
She is on a reality show called Young Once.
Young Ones?
Young Once.
Uh-huh.
As in, like, you're only young once. Which, as far as I know, is filmed at her very Christian college. And it has 2 seasons. And
what?
It features her and her on and off again boyfriend.
Oh.
And it finished filming season 2 2 weeks before The Bachelor started.
Oh, what?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Was that it? Was there more?
Yeah, that's it. You can find the show on YouTube. It's not like a high production thing, as far as I can tell. It's just like a thing that they do at her college. But from what I understand, I haven't watched it myself. What I understand is that she was on both seasons with her on and off again boyfriend. Again, I haven't watched it. This is what I understand. But I think it was season 2 was just put up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because somebody mentioned like the timing of this was really interesting.
Yeah. I had heard that someone tweeted, or I think replying to Cassie in some tweet thread, that like she had a boyfriend going into the thing, and I don't know who DM'd Cassie. And then she was saying like, no, of course not. Of course I didn't have a boyfriend while going into this. And I don't know. I don't know what to believe now.
How are you going to be on camera with your boyfriend and then claim to not have a boyfriend? I mean, I feel like if we watch the show, then we'll know what's happening. But yeah, what I saw was that it finished filming. I can read exactly what I found. It's airing right now. It follows her and her on and off again boyfriend. It stopped filming 2 weeks before The Bachelor started filming. The background is that it's the second season and she's been in both. The show is produced by a Christian streaming service and follows college students at Biola University, a super strict Christian university that bans sex and alcohol for their students. Yep. And that's the college that her and Heather both went to. Yep. Also, Cassie has very questionable fashion sense on the show, because the screen grabs I've seen, she does not know how to wear a headband. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So my coworker, she grew up on a farm in Texas.
Okay.
And a lot of the times they would keep getting like unsolicited, approached by television networks about being on reality TV shows. So like Swapping Moms or whatever.
Oh my god.
They were approached to them and they were just about to do it until like they offered only like $32,000, which is still actually a lot of money to be on a show for, but like I'm sure like they are, you know, probably a successful farm. So like they don't really need that money. Like, so it was just, you know, she was just curious about like how much these women make, and they make nothing on the show, the contestants. But
then they get all this like fame afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can sell honey bear hair,
sugar bear hair. Can I tell you, if someone offered me $32,000 to be on a reality show, probably do it. Like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Like, we could fix up everything that needs to be done with our house, and I think still have money left over, right?
Yes. That's
What are
right.
you looking for?
I'm trying to find that DM post of Cassie and somebody, because like I just want to make sure. That's all. I can't find it right now.
Okay.
I'll retweet it later.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just okay. Man,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
that's too bad. But them two have a connection.
They do.
Like,
Colton is taking away men's girlfriends left and right.
Yeah. So like what I noticed was that they have very similar energy levels.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And they're you can't have two, you can have two really high energy people and they might work out together, but then it's just like, I don't know, it just depends. You can't really have two low energy people, but then they're kind of both just kind of like medium low, and then like they both just like they fit really well together too. And so it just with them it just works out really, really well.
It kind of reminds me of the connection that Nick and Rachel had on his season. And I don't know if you remember it, but I remember watching it, and they told us pretty early on that Rachel was going to be the next Bachelorette. And so every week I just kept expecting that she was going to go home. But she was one of the final three. And every week I'm watching him, like they had a one-on-one in New Orleans, and their connection was just so amazing. I was like, how does she go home? You know?
I think I was on that same boat with you.
And that's how I feel kind of about like Cassie. And I don't know if she'll be the last one standing or not, but like that kind of connection that Nick and Rachel had is what Cassie and Colton reminds me of.
I think now that I'm thinking back about it, it's like, yeah, that does seem similar. I'm not sure if it's quite the same, but like similar. Yeah. For sure. Interesting.
Something to think about. Because I've been starting to wonder my choice of Hannah G is the last one standing. But maybe I'm going to stick on to that.
Okay.
I'm so surprised Hannah G hasn't had a one-on-one yet.
I know. It has to be next week.
It has to be. Like, I feel like the reason that she hasn't gotten one is because he felt so sure about her. But you can't just keep her waiting. Like, she needs a one-on-one.
But they also have a pretty good connection too. At least from what we've seen.
She's slipping behind, though.
Yeah.
Although in Singapore, they seemed very close in his bed, making out.
Exactly.
But she's not getting built up the same way that the other ones are.
Okay.
Okay.
Although
Lauren didn't get a one-on-one with Ari for a long time either. They were abroad before she got a one-on-one with Ari.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was like week 7 before Lauren got a one-on-one with Ari.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Moving on.
They get on a boat. They go to a tiny island.
What do they do on that island, Ryan?
They make out for forever.
For hours. Sunrise to sunset. They're just making out on that island.
Pretty much. But like, I don't know, when they're on the boat getting there, they're so cuddly and like cute and everything.
Yeah.
That like, man, they are like, obvious. I think this is when they like cut to the women in the house talking about like he always makes a point to like make time for Cassie. Yeah. Everyone else has that fight for it. He goes and gets her. He like, I don't know, makes it very obvious. Like he takes her other places that like other women can't interrupt them and stuff like that. And that like, you know, at least that's what it seems like. They're always in like a different area when he's with Cassie. Yeah,
which is if the women are noticing that, that means something.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
She might be final too. It might come down to Hannah G and Cassie.
So our number 1 picks. Head to head.
Yeah. Fighting it out to the death.
Yep, totally. So on this island.
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. I have no idea how anyone found.
Give them a cabana or something to get out of the sun.
I know, right?
Like they are just in the sun, the direct sunlight.
They've done crazier things
that entire time.
Like it's not that hard to put like a couple pieces of bamboo and some fabric onto an island.
Yeah.
Maybe
a
like
tent and a beach towel.
Okay. Also, well, actually, maybe they wouldn't even be able to like secure like bamboo into the water, into the sand, because it's water. I mean, there's 2 inches below that is water.
Then leave them like a boat with shade. Like, I don't know. Like, you can't. What? You just put a pile of wood in the middle of the island.
That they sat on. That's all they did.
Did they even sit on it?
I mean,
I think they just stood and made out for a long time. They got in the water and made out for a long time.
There was a log, and they were sitting on it. They were drinking champagne. They had a picnic planned.
Oh, good. They brought champagne for them. Good.
That's what they need.
They need to be dehydrated in the hot sun. Yeah. Good.
Yep. So,
Jesus.
Contrary to how it seemed like, they actually had a date on, like, they didn't just make out.
We did not see that.
Exactly. They had
0 seconds
a picnic there.
Okay. Is that available on Hulu? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
But, like, it was totally deleted.
Jesus.
There's someone grabbed a still of, like, the champagne popping, and then, like, all the stuff is all over the place. Like, what's it called? The foam.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, his face is kind of like, I know.
Surprise?
Yeah, but, like, I don't know. Kind of like orgasm face. Yeah.
Okay.
It was just all too perfect. Okay.
Yeah, so afterwards, that's when they have that whole conversation.
About her being a virgin, not being a virgin, and how it's kind of a personal thing, unknown thing that her family doesn't know about.
And at that time, it was just, like, really confusing because you're like, one, you don't have to talk about this at all. Like, your virginity or lack thereof doesn't have to be a topic of conversation because you're 23.
Yeah.
At this point, in this day and age, it's assumed that you're not until you say otherwise.
Exactly. So she could have just not said anything.
Right? Unless Colton asked, and it's possible because he is a virgin, that might be a thing he asks, but usually people don't ask that question.
Yeah. And I think, like, maybe it was also to kind of save face, possibly, for later when and if she goes to the fantasy suites, that, like, you know what that implies. It
implies, but it doesn't have to mean anything.
It doesn't, but, like,
especially if he's a virgin, he's not gonna have sex with all of them.
But, like, I don't know, spending the night with somebody, I don't know, people will assume what happens, and, like, her parents and everybody that knows her would just, like, know that she's just a modern Christian woman.
Sure.
That has sex.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if she's just getting ahead of it by talking about it, or if, like, I don't know, it was something real that she really wanted to.
I think if they were people who would be scandalized by her sleeping in the same bed with a man, I think they would be equally scandalized by his hand on her ass all the time.
I know, he was touching her butt, so he, like, didn't know where to put his hands, but, like, normally you'd definitely put your hands on her butt.
So, like, I feel like
he did, like, a cross thing too. He crossed his arms.
Oh,
yeah, it was weird.
I didn't notice that.
It was weird.
We can try that later. Just cross your hands. So, like, wait. I'm trying to picture. So he's standing there. She's standing in front of him. They're, like, face to face.
For the women, it probably doesn't feel any different.
No, I'm trying to make sure I understand what you're saying. So face to face, and then he wraps his arms around her, and then it's like left hand, right butt cheek, right hand, left butt cheek.
But he's so much taller that he has to reach down, and it's like this, and he was touching her butt like that.
So, like, crossed at the wrists.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little higher. Yeah, it was weird.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
Anything else for the date?
No.
The date?
They go back to his room and lay on the bed and make out for a while.
Did they not do? Oh, yeah.
He says that he's crazy about her.
Yeah.
And we never see him actually giving her the rose, but I feel like she got it.
Right?
It was, like, on the bedside table.
Are you sure?
She got it. Yeah. They zoomed in on the rose on the bedside table.
Oh.
But I never saw him giving it to her.
Because he didn't give it to her.
Cassie's going home.
Give it to her.
Just kidding. Oh, no, baby. No innuendos. Stop.
None? No innuendos?
No, none.
No virgin innuendos?
Zero innuendos.
Multiple zeros of innuendos. Innuendos.
So we get to the cocktail party, and this is when Ryan realizes that we have not seen Chris Harrison the entire episode.
Yeah.
There is no Chris Harrison.
Where did he go?
And I was like, well, he's got to be there to, like, introduce the rose ceremony,
Maybe
right?
he's not allowed in Thailand anymore.
But then there was no rose ceremony. Maybe.
Like, after...
He got banned? What did he do the last time?
He had The Bachelor there. He hosted The Bachelor.
He is directly responsible.
Mm-hmm.
So far, we have no answers about where he was.
Yeah. Maybe you should have tagged him.
I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I did. So it starts with Nicole and Onyeka, but we'll come back to them.
Yeah.
So Tasia and... Oh, this is when she does the lantern.
Yes. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Because this is where I wrote on Tasia plus lantern.
Yeah. Wait, okay.
Last time it was just beach time.
One step back.
Okay.
About him saying that he's crazy about Cassie.
Oh, sure.
I was like, that's huge for like the Bachelor or Bachelorette vocalizing that he's crazy about somebody or like really likes them or whatever. That like that's huge. Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when there's like 13 other women still in the house or whatever house. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I think you knew that, but we didn't say it.
Okay.
Tasia,
so this is where Tasia does the lantern.
It was cute.
It was cute. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
Demi, do you want to talk more about Tasia? Anything else about Tasia?
Oh, I was just looking since when we talked about Tasia and the other one-on-one date, the group date. Mm-hmm. We said it was the lantern. I was just thinking if I had any notes about what actually happened since it wasn't the lantern, but I don't have anything.
I think they were just sitting and talking.
Yeah, I think they were just hanging out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All I wrote for them was he seems to like Tasia a lot.
Demi gives him trust rings.
Trust or promise rings for open communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't heard of those before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have thoughts or feelings about them. Honestly.
Yeah, I think she just made it up.
Yeah.
But like, I think Demi is known for just her honesty about things that like maybe that's, easy for her to keep that promise,
Yeah.
to be
I'm
honest.
always going to tell you exactly what I'm thinking and feeling.
Okay. Kripa flosses his teeth.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh my God, Kirpa, what are you doing? Why? Like, I get that she's a dental hygienist, but dude, what was that? Baby, I love you so much.
You don't want to floss my teeth?
I don't want to floss your teeth. I will if I need to. Like, if you need me to take care of you, I will floss your teeth. I don't want to floss your teeth. I'm also not a dental hygienist. It's not a passion that I had that I felt like I need to floss multiple teeth a day. Teeth? Plural of teeth. Plural of teeth is teeth. It goes tooth, teeth, teeths.
Teeth. Okay.
Yeah, that was a thing. I can't.
I think the rest is just Nicole and Onyeka, right?
Nicole talks to Colton. She like reassures him like that's not who she is. Like she's there for the right reasons. And Colton's like, all right, dude.
Yeah.
Like I believe you. And then she fucking can't just take the win.
Mm-hmm. Like it was a really good spot to stop. But I guess if it's like her truth.
Sure. But like the person who says that someone else is causing problems is rarely the person that comes out on top.
Mm-hmm. And like anyone that says like, I don't know, the person that's saying that there is another person causing problems, like rarely ever looks that good.
Yeah.
You bring drama to the Bachelor or Bachelorette. Maybe you brought something to light, but at the same time, you don't look good. You
spent your time with them, your limited time, bringing negativity to them.
Yeah. It sucks that like Nicole herself can't. She should be able to talk to him about it, but then like there is this like kind of stigma about like coming to the person about like I don't know, bad people.
I feel like there's a way that you could do it, like, because the way she did it, it was, here's this thing that I have to tell you, and like, I don't want to, but like, this is, I have to, and I feel like when you're bringing up that conversation, it's like a very like serious whatever. But I think that you could just be like talking, and then you could say something like, make it more like a conversation rather than a presentation. And just be like, yeah, it's like, it's been really hard because like Onyeka keeps bullying me, but like, I'm going to power through. I'm going to get through this because I'm here for you. If you just like try to not make it so much of a, this is real serious. I don't know.
Which is what they do a lot on the show.
Yeah. Like it becomes a very serious conversation. And yeah, it's a serious topic. Bullying is a serious topic. But I feel like there's a way that you could present it almost like you do when you're telling someone about your bad day. And you're like, oh, it just really sucks. My coworker does this and whatever. You know, instead of it being like, I have to tell you this thing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah. It makes better sound bites, but saying it that way. But it does. They do make it seem like a lot more serious things than. I mean, it could be a pretty serious thing. Onyeka doesn't seem like the most sensitive person.
That's true.
Yeah. But
an important thing that they keep deleting scenes. There's a deleted scene of Onyeka calling Nicole emotionally unstable. And, like, sitting down, like, having a, like, telling...
Oh, right, you told me.
Yeah. Like, it's on our Twitter. You can find it. It's, basically, she's like, I have concerns about, like, how ready you are for the situation. Like, you don't seem emotionally stable. So she doesn't say the words emotionally unstable. She says something like, you don't seem emotionally stable. And it stands to reason if you think someone is not emotionally stable, that you find them to be emotionally unstable. And then, yeah, and Nicole just sits there and she's kind of like takes it. And she like explains to Onyeka that like she's not emotionally unstable. She's just vulnerable. And she thinks it's good to wear your heart on your sleeve. And if you're feeling an emotion, to express that emotion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Doesn't make, just because you shut it down, you hold it in, doesn't mean like other people can't have feelings.
Yes, exactly. So Onyeka did call Nicole emotionally unstable.
Yeah.
And if you find that hard to believe, then you weren't paying attention, because then she continues to call Nicole
later called
psycho,
her like psycho and crazy
repeatedly. Like,
I would never in a million years call her emotionally unstable. Man, Nicole's being so crazy right now.
Oh my God, it was absurd. It was absolutely absurd. So this whole thing just ended up spiraling out of control.
Yeah, because Nicole was real done being bullied.
Yeah.
Because that's what, it seemed like that's what Onyeka was actually doing.
Yeah.
Being actually mean to her. And like, whether or not their personalities match or not, like, maybe Onyeka's, but like, if you're actually like kind of bullying somebody, you are the one that needs to stop.
Yeah.
You know, like if she's being annoying, then like you can tell her she's being annoying. But like,
yeah,
if you're picking on her because she's being annoying, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Like, just because someone's being annoying doesn't mean you get to hurt them.
Yes.
You can't like punch them. You also can't verbally abuse them. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And like, it seems like Onyeka is just like, well, it's not like I'm punching you or something like that. It's like,
yeah,
she thinks it's okay for some reason.
Yeah. So like, it seems like Nicole has a personality that is somehow, I don't know, that it's just like, it doesn't sit well with Onyeka.
Yeah.
Right? It's like they butt heads, but Onyeka makes it a hostile environment for Nicole.
Yeah. And again, she just doesn't apologize for anything.
Yeah, like if at any point she said sorry, this whole thing would have been over.
Yeah.
And it gets worse because then Nicole gets to a point where she's not being a good person in this conversation either.
Exactly.
And it becomes very unproductive. And Colton overhears them while he's trying to have a conversation with Katie. Poor Katie. He never comes back to her.
Well, hopefully he does.
And then I loved when he went over and the two women just act like children who just got
like,
caught.
Exactly. Do you want to see the face that he had when he realized that they were yelling at each other?
Oh my God, that's such a derpy face. That's so funny.
Like a gopher.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. That doesn't translate well in a podcast, but
I know
you shared that with me.
But yeah, it looks so funny. But yeah, so he like walks over and then the women just like shut up.
Yeah.
They
like hands literally in their lap, eyes
shut
down.
Up. They like all of a sudden become like, you know, well-presented women. Like he didn't hear everything that they said.
Yeah.
And then like, but then Nicole just keeps going on and on.
Well, he says like, no, I'm here to listen. You guys keep talking.
Yeah.
And then
it was Nicole's turn. Yeah. Because Onyeka, Nicole was defending herself and Onyeka was not saying anything because she knew that she was going to sound bad.
Yeah. That's fair.
So she didn't say much.
And which is what happened to Nicole. She ended up sounding bad because she just kept fucking talking.
Yeah.
And then Colton tried to interject a few times, and Nicole kept fucking talking.
Yeah. It wasn't much of a conversation.
No, it was not a conversation. And so then Colton,
he just gets up and walks away. Yes. Because that's what I would have done.
I mean, it definitely stopped where the conversation was going.
And then they both go after him.
Yeah. And I just need time.
Yeah. Because that's like, okay, yes, you fucked up.
Yeah.
You fucked up, but like, he doesn't want you running after him.
No.
But like, then you there.
Did.
I know why they did too, because they were trying to, I don't know, save face. Yeah, exactly. Salvage like any kind of like positive feelings that he might have for you. But then like all he hears or sees now is that you guys are bickering.
Yeah. I think he's going to send them both home, so he's going to have to take a side.
Maybe. Well, they're 2-on. Was it 2-on-1?
I mean, there might be a 2-on-1, but I think he got up and walked away. I think he's done with them. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to send them home.
Yeah.
Because neither of them are people he has strong feelings about. Like, I think the thing with, like, Demi and Courtney was different because I think he had developed feelings for Demi. Mm-hmm. I mean, he gave her the group date rose. Like, he liked Demi.
Yeah.
But also, who knows? He might, if he hadn't already given her the group date rose, maybe he wouldn't have kept Demi. I think he would have, though. I think he likes her. Not Hometowns likes her, but I think he likes her. More than Courtney, because he hadn't gotten to know Courtney.
Yeah. Right?
Demi plays the game. Courtney didn't play the game.
Nope, not at all.
And I don't think he has strong feelings about Nicole or Onyeka, so I think he's just going to send them both home.
Yeah, it didn't seem, he doesn't, they rarely ever show them talking to him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I had hoped for Nicole, because I like her.
Yeah, she seems like a really nice person that's gone through a lot.
Mm-hmm. She seems so genuine.
Yes.
And I really liked Onyeka, like, at the beginning. Not once we actually got to know her, like, night one, she, like, the drowning in bitches thing really got to me. And then her, like, banging on or whatever with the bullhorn and all that she did, like, interrupting Sydney, was not into that. But I had hopes from her when they showed her promo, because she's curvy. She's not skinny. Mm. And she wears things where that's not obvious. Like, you just, like, wouldn't know so much. But, like, she has a stomach. She has thighs. Like, she's not a thin woman.
Okay.
And so I was like, all right, we're getting into, like, women, like, of different shapes, right? To women of different sizes.
Yeah.
Like, she's probably still single-digit pants, which I'm not, but she's probably still single-digit pants, but she's not a size 2. And I'm not body shaming. I'm not going to say that, like, real women aren't a size 2 or anything like that. That's not the case. Just, like, body diversity would be nice on this show.
Yeah.
On all shows.
So he just walks away. Nicole also goes after him, too.
Yeah.
But so he just wants some time alone, because he's just, like, real fucking done with it. Because, I mean, any normal person would probably do exactly what Colton did. He just, like, wanted to take a step away, get away from the drama when, like, but on the show, I don't know. I think you're maybe expected to just jump back in with other women. Mm-hmm. But, like, for him to, like, go walk on the beach for a second, to, like, gather himself and, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was hoping that the women would be civil, but, like, so.
This seems unlikely since Chris Harrison's not there, but the whole thing where he jumps the fence is supposedly, according to Chris Harrison, because Chris Harrison pushed Colton too far. That, like, Colton was upset. Chris Harrison, like, talked to him and, like, made the situation worse. And that's why Colton jumped the fence. And it seems unlikely, since Chris Harrison's not there right now, that would be the case. But this could be when we see that.
I don't know. I mean, Colton said next week, but
I don't fucking know. I'm not trusting anyone about when this shit's happening.
I trust Colton.
I don't know. Colton's not a producer.
He knows when he did things. So if he knows that, like, after Thailand, we went to Lake City, Utah. Park City.
Utah. Lake City.
I don't know. And then he knows that that's where he jumped the fence. Then, like, he knows he's going to jump the fence next week.
Yeah, but he doesn't know how to cut things. So, like, he might think that the rose ceremony for week 5 was going to be in week 5. So he might have reasonable beliefs about when it's going to be.
Sure.
But I'm just saying, at this point, every single fucking week when I get on Twitter, there's a screen grab of him jumping the fence or a video of him jumping the fence, and they're saying, stay tuned, watch this week's episode, and shit like that. That I'm not trusting any of it. I think it's going to be a deleted scene and we're never going to see it.
That's likely what might happen. But that's where the episode ends.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. So we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I hear, legend has it, Katie's still waiting for Colton to come back. Like, baby, come on, get there. Get there.
You're funny.
Yeah.
Thank you for that joke.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Gong Hei Fat Choi. Follow us on
Twitter.
Yeah. I really only wanted to say Facebook. We don't have a Facebook. There's no reason
we
for you to
can make
follow
a
us on
Facebook.
Facebook.
You want to make a Facebook?
No, I don't. I want to stick with Twitter because that's the only one thing I need to manage.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of funny people on Twitter.
There are.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twitter's fun.
Especially like Bachelor people. They're pretty... I mean, they're very critical of people.
Yeah.
But they're pretty funny.
Yeah. There are... I'm learning it's a diverse group of people that watch The Bachelor. Mm-hmm. Like, I had in my mind who watched The Bachelor before I started watching it. Mm-hmm. And I would have never guessed all of these people who watch it.
Diggy? If you ever met Diggy, like, on the street, would you think that he watched The Bachelor?
No, but he's funny.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's pretty good on Twitter.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are on Twitter, Roses in Thorns Pod.
Please rate, review, and subscribe. Mm-hmm. That really helps us. I don't know, get more of a following.
Shout out to our top downloads.
Who is it?
Okay. So in the world, for 2019, it's mostly US.
That makes sense.
But we do have some downloads from the UK, from Oman, Thailand, and then
someone subscribed to us in Oman.
Others. And then in the US, Washington, New York, Missouri, Texas, and Maryland.
Got some in California, or is that other?
There's a few more. I'm just reading top 5. We do have some in California, though.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We are in several states.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hey.
Thank you for listening.
Tweet at us. Let us know you're listening.
Next week, we might have a guest speaker. Elyse might be on the show again.
Oh, did you message her?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we'll see if their schedules line up for her to be on the show. Okay. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, sounds good.
So, all right.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.